it to me. Hurt me good. Shut up. It is. Sorry. Bones. I like this chick. You don't understand. They don't understand culture. So how did 3,800 people give it 1 star? Ew, guys. Obviously, it's me, Maggie, and then we have Jenny here from Haphazard Book Nook. We're doing a little bit of a collab while she's out here in Boston. We just did the Sinners and Stardust convention.
It was amazing. Anybody who's into dark romance, if you want to go next year, you should.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job for their first year. They did phenomenal. But while she's out here in Boston, we figured we'd collab. So we're basically trying to torture each other a little bit. A little bit of a cookie sandwich, but we basically took each of our 4 favorite books and we're going to read each other 5-star reviews and then 1-star reviews. So a little bit of nice, a little bit of not so nice. Yes. So that's basically what Jenny's going to do. My 4 books, I believe I said Mantis, Temptation, which is the 4th book of the Make Games, Butcher and Blackbird, and then Pestilence.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I've read 2 out of the 4, so I'll be able to also react.
She's going to react on this for sure.
Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah, so I'm imagining this is going to be fun. I'm going to get pissed off.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to let her take it away.
So what order is your least favorite to favorite out of the 4 favorites?
Least favorite.
To favorite out of the 4 favorite.
Wording that is cruel like that. I was nice to you, and I said, "What's your favorite?"
Okay, go from favorite to least favorite.
We're just gonna bring up least favorite. Okay, so we'll do Butcher and Blackbird first or last. We'll do Make Games Temptation.
Second to last, okay.
No, we'll do that first.
First, okay.
Yeah, we'll do that first. Okay. Then we'll do Mating with the Mantis.
Okay, second. Okay.
No, actually, I'm gonna make that one third. Pestilence second.
Okay, so you're gonna do Temptation, Pestilence, Mantis, Butcher, and Blackbird.
Yep. Give it to me. Hurt me good. These are, well, they're actually kind of similar in a way, except for Mantis. Mantis is the crazy one.
Mine are not the same. Mine are all very different.
Yeah, yours are all very different.
Yeah.
Mine kind of has a theme.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Mine I had... You'll have to find out. You have to go to my channel.
Yeah, you have to go to her, which
just
will be
kidding.
linked down below. No. Shut up, what do you mean just kidding? Yes, go to her channel.
I was about to tell him what genres I was going to do. That's why I said just kidding.
Oh. I thought you were saying just kidding, don't go to my channel. Like,
no. Okay.
Oh, God.
So for Temptation is a 4.17 on Goodreads. Yeah.
I'm surprised it's over 4 on Goodreads, honestly. This is it's like literally a Why Choose book that is very specific, and like if you don't understand the genre, you think it's not well written, but if you do understand the genre, you understand that it's like peak level. Okay. Shut up. It is. Okay. 5 stars first.
So the 46% are 5 stars, and then 1% are 1 stars.
Okay. I can take that. This is the 4th book, by the way, which is Caleb's book, which is like my husband and my daddy. So, he's also a priest, so I can call him daddy. Sorry.
That's great. Oh, somebody said, thank God for Caleb Daddy Gallagher.
Yeah. He's Irish, by the way, and he's all mine. He's Irish and he's a priest, which normally I wouldn't go for. I wouldn't go for a priest because that's forbidden, but he's a vampire. So it doesn't count. It's okay.
So this one says, I had high expectations for Temptation and it surpassed them easily. Each book in the series has led to this, and Temptation doesn't waste a moment. Yeah. One of the things the story does well is balance. There is a lot of absolutely heartbreaking moments, but they're sprinkled amongst funny and spicy scenes. It keeps the tension going until the very end of the book without overwhelming you. The spicy scenes are some of the best. You will find yourself going back to read them over and over. Caleb especially shines. Unlike many series that start to falter towards the end, this one is one of the few that gets stronger and stronger. You will not know the ending until the journey is over. That's a weird sentence.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she says that she's glad she recommended it to everybody, basically.
Yeah, agree with all of that. It's literally phenomenal. The first chapter in book 4, I would say some of their best writing that they've ever done, because it's the backstory of Caleb, and it is so emotional. I cried.
This review, it's funny you say that because it says Temptation was vastly more emotional than the 3 previous books in the series.
Immensely. It had so much more story to it. So like the thing with this, if you've watched my past videos, you know that I've mentioned, like, you can't take this seriously. This is a popcorn read, purely a popcorn read. If you try to go in and be like, you're looking for a bunch of plot, or you're looking for a bunch of character development and depth, this isn't it. This is much more of a romp. But the fourth book really starts to give you some amazing depth, which is great. And it's with Daddy Caleb, okay? And he's also a virgin, by the way, so he is phenomenal.
And he's a vampire?
Yeah. You haven't read it,
I haven't, no.
You have to listen to it.
I haven't.
Okay, that's the other thing. If you haven't,
dear.
you're listening to it, okay? That's your homework. You listen to it, you don't read it, okay? Because Caleb, Daddy Gallagher...
So this one says,
is this a 5-star or half?
It's 5. It's 5 stars.
Okay, we're so good.
Yeah, this is the second 5-star. The other one I just mentioned because I saw it. This one says that Sunday, Kingston, Noah, Alec, and Caleb are the perfect harem ever, made of shifters, vampires, and a Viking.
Okay.
Ooh, Viking.
I don't think they're
Which
the
one's a
perfect
Viking?
one. Alec.
That makes sense.
He literally looks like Chris Hemsworth.
Is he the first one? Is he the first book?
No, he's the third. Yeah. He's the third book.
I'm gonna have to go through all
First
of it.
one is the other vampire. What's his name? Can you tell that I only care about Caleb? Ooh, I really? Kingston's the werewolf. No, that's Kingston. Oh my god, he's British.
Sunday, Kingston, Noah, Alec, Caleb.
Noah, that's his name. Yeah, and the way he says "balls." It's like that. Yeah, it's right. You have to listen to the audio. You really do. And when you get to Caleb, as soon as he hits your ears, I know you're gonna be like, I get it, Maggie. I know.
I'll have to listen to
that.
Him.
Will be
I
your
haven't
first
yet.
thought.
So this one is hilarious. So it's a bit longer, so I might skip over some parts. But it says that it's the best series that she's ever read. Yes, she says it. She means it. Much like the title of the first book, she's obsessed. And then she talks about how they're all made for each other, and that they all have like deep connections, and that she literally couldn't read it fast enough and immersed in the world. And then she says, the steam, seriously, don't bother with panties, they'll disintegrate. The feels, the plot is unlike anything that she's ever read. And then further down it talks about having a pierced peen.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Well, it says I plan, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Oh, that was cracking me up.
It is very steamy.
And then
it's definitely, it's not smut because there is plot, but it's high spice. And it's going to be a lot. And one thing they do really well, because it's Kayla Rain and Stella Hunter, they work really well as a pair. They somehow are able to up the ante in every book and in like each of those spicy scenes. To where you're not getting bored with them, which I think is a feat. That is a skill set.
Yeah.
So.
And then it says that Sunday is perfect and that she's not this doormat who lets the men do all the work, winks, but fights for what she wants and all she has. She's beautiful, strong, kind, fierce, independent, blah, blah, blah. And that it is a reverse harem lover's wet dream, pun fully intended. And it's the best series ever. And that they now have a fangirly.
Heck yeah. Is it a bad one?
Yeah, I read you 2 good ones. It's about Caleb.
Oh my god, I don't like that you're excited about it.
It says, I wish I could give this less than a 1.
That's a spoiler.
Is it? Okay. I really finished this series because of my inability to leave things unfinished. The first 60% was so slow and repetitive. Caleb, I still dislike you. Caleb literally never explains much about why he did what he did, and he never apologizes. Sunday got worse in each book.
What?
Just as the plot got worse and worse. I have the same issues with this book as I did with the whole series, really. The romance was super fast with the seeming idea to pack as many kinks as possible into the book without actually exploring or developing them. It was just sex without chemistry, and that's it.
There's definitely chemistry. That's for damn sure.
Apparently not.
Listen to it. There is chemistry.
Apparently not.
But, yeah, no. I mean, like I already mentioned, like you can't go in thinking like this is going to be the most amazing plot with super depth or whatever. But the stuff about Caleb, fuck you. No. And he does. I don't know if he explicitly used the word sorry. Can't remember. But he is extremely apologetic.
Is he?
He does very well at coming back from his shenanigans.
Did you read the same book you read? Because sounds like not.
No, she sounds like a dummy.
This one says that the only good part in this book was the sneak peek into Rosalind's book.
Oh. That series is good. That's a nice series. which is Pestilence.
Okay, and then this is the last one. We'll go to the next one. It says, can I say how stupid this book is? I mean, no offense. I read it all because I was bored, but I felt like I was losing neurons with each second of it. If you're bored and there's nothing else for you to try, go for it. The protagonist is always ready for her mates to breed her.
Yep.
And to...
She's a wolf, okay?
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She means, I mean, that even when they act badly, she can't not be wet for them or ready for them. And then apart from them having sex, they tried to build some kind of plot but failed. Boring.
Interesting. It's actually a pretty, like, crazy plot. Is it insane and not plausible? Yeah. Yeah. But it's a popcorn read, okay? I understand the whole thing about I'm losing neurons. It's kind of one of those books. I don't want to say, like, that's the best way to, like, phrase it, but it's a popcorn book. Yeah. It's not something that you're going to be thinking deeply on. It's purely your eyes move across the page and you're going to be like, what?
Yeah, and that's a lot of romance and stuff that, like, I feel like people, like, they're looking for some sort of, like, hidden depth of meaning, and sometimes there's just not. Like,
sometimes there doesn't have to be.
Sometimes it's just for the fun of it.
Exactly. Sometimes you're really anxious and you just need something to pull you out of it and just, like, either be stupid, like, ridiculously funny, or it's just really cute and it makes you, like, kick your feet, or it's spicy as heck and you're like, oh my god, I need to go to my husband now. But yeah. So anyways, that's that.
All right. So next is Pestilence.
Yes, Pestilence. And this is a dark book.
Yeah, this one has 3.89.
Wow. Well,
it's not bad.
Yeah. I found a lot of depth in this book. Like, a lot. It made me, I'm not a religious person, and it made me look at things differently. I feel like there was definitely certain scenes where I was just like, this is a really, I don't know, I found it to be a really unique book. Definitely trigger warnings, a lot of trigger warnings.
Yeah. I've read this one.
Yeah, she's read this one, so she's going to respond to this.
Yeah, there are parts that...
Yeah, are intense. But yeah, I also teared up in this book. It was so well done. She made Pestilence feel like an otherworldly character. He doesn't feel human at all. He does not have his humanity. And you can feel that. Which
we both read War too, and that's what you struggled with War.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like War.
So this 5-star just says, all the stars.
Yeah.
In a totally random and weird review, I'll be using gifs from the movie Elf to express all the things. So me about Laura Thalassa all the time, and it's where Buddy goes, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then, which will probably lead to, they gave me a restraining order. Anyways, from the moment I saw the cover reveal for Pestilence, I was dying to get it, got my rubbery hands on it. Loved it so much. Yeah, you already told about what it's about.
Yep. I agree with all of it. It was amazing. I literally went in full on blind, and it was so good.
So it's about Sarah, a young fighter who...
You bitch! Yeah, you shut it off.
So this is about Sarah, a young firefighter who attempts to kill Pestilence when he comes to town, but he cannot be killed, so Pestilence takes Sarah captive in order to make her suffer. Over time, she finds herself conflicted because of the horrible things, but she cannot help to see the other side of the horseman. And that basically that it was the best new adult fantasy dystopia novel, completely gets sucked into her world, her characters, and her stories. And now she has to wait for the next book. Even though...
War lacked.
Yeah,
sorry.
War was a little... It
was way too long.
I didn't mind War that much. I think because of... Well, I think it's because, like, the way that he's, like, described I like better.
Like, he's more your type of man. Yeah. For me, it was just... He had his humanity already. I shouldn't say he had his humanity. He was way too human for my liking.
Because the apocalypse had been started, like, had been going for, 10 years? 5 years? 10 years?
No, I thought it said a year. It said he's been around for a year. I'm pretty sure it was a year.
I don't know, but he also was down, like, on Earth the entire, history
and
of
he
humanity.
lives in man's hearts. So, like, he's already got to see what humans are like and what they're thinking and feeling, all that jazz. But, yeah, it just wasn't for me.
So the next one says, wow, what a unique book. I just read such a dark, horrific, profound book, and yet somewhere hidden underneath all the torment blossomed a love story that is unlike any other that I've ever read. I love finding stories like this that can completely stand on their own, which is true. You don't even need to continue to the next one.
No, you really don't. You don't.
That it's a book that she won't forget, and she highly recommends it, and because it keeps you guessing and will make you stop and think. And that it was one of her top favorites of 2019.
I like this chick. I feel her. Her name's Jen.
Great name. Her name is Jen.
What a great name. Oh no. Is it people just complaining it's too dark?
I'm sorry about fantasizing about boning an inhuman creature with perfect abs while people are literally rotting a door away. Is it something I'd call romantic or even sanitary?
That is not the vibe I got from the book at all. To be honest, I got that more from War.
Yes.
I got that from
I
War.
agree. Mm-hmm.
But Pestilence, she struggled with it.
She did.
She really struggled with it.
She did. She had problems with the fact that like he wouldn't save people that she asked him to save. And in War, he kind of did more so than Pestilence did, like save people, because he saved 2 people for her.
Yeah, but that's what made it great. Because you think because it's a romance that they're gonna do what she wants, and he doesn't, and somehow they still fall in love. Like in the beginning of the book, you feel the enemies to lovers. It's very truly an enemies to lovers. And you feel that too. Like you're pissed off, you're mad, and then by the end of it, you're kind of like, oh, I get it. Like you're watching someone discover their humanity. Yeah. And it's really interesting to watch. I also think it made me feel better about humanity because I, of course, with everything going on, have been like, God, we suck. Yeah. And then by the end of it, I was like, we do have really great qualities too. Mm-hmm. So,
so she goes on to say that she would have been more interested if Pestilence hadn't been some kind of angelic figure with shiny hair.
What do you want him to be?
And that his whole persona was so boring that at the best of times that she couldn't ignore the way he was so possessive. Like,
I liked him.
He was so basically like in the beginning, like he gets like a sign from God or whatever that like he's supposed to save her or whatever,
and he's upset about it. By the way,
and also she says that there's no plot whatsoever. What is this plot even? There's no plot and romance is dead. I'm so done with this book. Thank you, next.
You don't understand. You don't understand dystopian romance.
No, why did he have to kiss her after she puked?
Oh, yeah. I remember when that happened. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out, no personality is not my type. Saying he has no personality.
I mean, I can kind of understand that. I feel like he does have a personality, but it's kind of like, you gotta understand, he's working from a bare bones place because he knows nothing.
He comes from nothing. He comes from all humans suck, kill everybody.
Exactly.
And that's it. That's all he knows. He doesn't know anything else. Yeah.
Literally nothing else. Yes. He's not human. Mm-mm. So you have to understand, he has to develop a personality. Yeah. He just has. And he does. He comes from a place of hatred.
So he doesn't need to eat or drink, but he ends up loving eating.
I know. So, I thought that was such a cute little like thing that she put in. I thought that was so good.
So cute.
Yeah. Mating with the Mantis, by the way, is a weird ass book, as we like to call it. April and I had read it together over on our book club, I think like a year ago. And as we say, it is Shakespearean in what it is, okay? It's the most ridiculous thing you will ever read.
So this one has a 2.47.
Because they don't understand culture. They don't understand.
The thing is that you have to understand with books like this is you're reading it for the weird. Yeah. So...
You can't come in judging just because you saw the cover and realize that she's going to be banging a mantis, okay? You should be going into that and being like, wow, this is going to open my mind a little bit. Maybe I'll become attracted to mantises. It was fantastic, though. It's literally so funny. So funny.
So this one says, I can't believe anyone can write something this funny. Seriously, how does anyone do that? Every single word and phrase I'm incredibly entertained by, and I would love to quote every other sentence to anyone who would listen.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. That's what I mean by Shakespearean. It's not just like some random person sat down and was like, I'm going to like write a funny story really quick. there's thought in it with how she's like structured and made it funny and the sentences.
This one says it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
It's a 5 star. She says, my face hurts from laughing so hard. The writing is absolutely terrible, but hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And it's done terribly, like on purpose, if that makes sense. I've read it like 3 times. I made my husband read it, and then I made his best friend
like 24 pages, so it's really short, yeah.
Oh, super short. Yeah. Super short. You're going to read it in like 20 minutes, so.
This is the first book I've read by the author. I have to give it 5 stars because of how much it made me laugh. Halfway through the first page, I was already crying with laughter. Mm-hmm. By the time I'd finished it, I laughed so hard I thought I was going to be sick.
Yeah.
See, like somebody like that, they understand that it's supposed to be just a lot of good fun, like hilariousness.
Let's see what these uncultured swine say.
50... So 38% are negative. So like the majority are 1 star.
They don't understand.
Vast majority.
It's literature.
Loved the ending. Hated literally everything else, including that I chose to read this. Help, this was so bad, but I was cackling throughout it and having such a good fun time.
Yeah. Then why did you rate it poorly?
Why'd you rate it a 1 star? You literally just said you liked it. The ultimate justification for humanity coming to an end one day, and all of us who have read it probably should take accountability for justifying the end days.
I like that. That's a good comment. I mean, I understand. We read a book about it.
This one says, this is a story that I read. If you're seeing this, no you didn't. Why did the FMC have to have the same first name as me? That's funny.
Oh.
Okay, and then the last one.
Butcher and Blackbird. This has got to have a high rating on Goodreads.
I'm sure it does. Also, Maggie was super excited to meet Bryn.
Oh yeah, Bryn Weaver was at the conference. Mm-hmm. She was very sweet.
She was
so freaking kind.
Mm-hmm. So
and
her husband.
Yeah, her husband was kind too. My dumbass literally went, "Have you been to Boston before?"
Yeah, she did. She asked that.
Even though Butcher and Blackbird is essentially
it's like
majority in Boston.
Yeah. And then Leather and Lark, I know you haven't read that yet because you're waiting for the annotated. Yeah, it's all in Boston. But you're waiting for the annotated so that you can
Have you been to Boston?
Have you been to Boston? So she has 108,000 5 stars.
Get it.
Yeah.
Go Bryn, baby.
And only 3,800 1 stars.
Oh. How did 3,800 people give it 1 star? That's a 4.1.
45,000.
That's the same as what Lights Out had.
Yeah, Lights Out is great. Wait, we're not supposed to tell people what my books are.
Oh.
You didn't hear that.
Shh.
This says,
if you want to find out more, go to our video. Suckers.
This says, iconic, amazing, out of this world, incredible. I could go on and on. The most perfect dark rom-com. I really enjoyed the other books I've read by Bryn Weaver, but she really outdid herself with this one. When I read the trigger warning, I was mildly concerned, mostly because I genuinely thought one of the main characters was going to be a cannibal. And I can happy to say that do not worry, because that's not the case. That's not a spoiler.
No.
The not so accidental cannibalism was actually a very funny addition to the book. Mm-hmm. Rowan, the MMC, had a lot to live up to with a name like that, and I can fully say that he did. His witty nature and overall character was cry face, heart, hands emoji. My man was obsessed, and Sloane, I love that she was a baddie and also had very normal people anxiety. She did, which was nice. Yeah. Like, even though she was a serial killer, like, she did have, like, very normal kind of personality apart from that.
Yeah.
Apart from the serial killer, she's normal.
Yeah.
I love this book. I love any book that combines murder and romance, but the fact that they're also serial killers, I knew I was going to love this one. This book combines gory murder, comedic relief, and an at sometimes absurd plot, and a sweet romance as well. Very excited to read book 2.
Yeah, it really is a sweet romance. And Bryn could have made this smutty. She didn't. Yeah. It's a slow burn.
Yeah,
it's a slow burn.
It's
years.
Good. It's years before they even kiss. I
felt bad for Rowan. I was just like,
yeah, I know. He's like pining the whole time.
Yeah.
Says, I love these 2 psychopaths. That's all the review is.
Yeah. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I also, like, personally, I really like the second book. I know people have been having problems with it. But I haven't read it. I think it's mostly the audiobook people have problems with for the second one, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mentioned
because
that
of the giggling. Yeah. Because of the giggling and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Are we good? Oh, wait, no. 5.
No, the negatives.
No.
Okay. Absolutely horrendous book. That's all that one says. DNF 20%. To be honest, you couldn't pay me enough to care. Maybe I'm just in a serious dark reading mood lately, and this book has a comedy connotation that I wasn't looking for, even though it wasn't that funny. Simply light and gory first chapter, plus the 4 chapters I read were literally a challenge to finish. The writing style wasn't even polished, very surface level when it came to describing the scenes and the settings, which is clearly not my cup of tea. Reading mainly dialogues is a torture. It is a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of them talking, which I like, though.
They have really good banter. They have, it's phenomenal. And the characters are distinct, so even in their dialogue, you could take away their names, you're gonna know who's speaking. So Bryn's good. Shut up.
Right, you ready for your next bad one? Your last bad one?
Yeah.
This is underdeveloped characters, insta-lovey, boring plot, bad writing, and awful dialogue. If you don't like any of these, don't even bother. I know I shouldn't have. If you need more information, just read the other bad reviews. I feel like most of these 5 stars were written by teens. I'm in my 20s and this book is bad. Not even the smut is good. My biggest mistake was not DNFing this book. Look, okay, I'm 32.
Yeah, word, me too.
And I liked it. So just because you're in your 20s,
yeah,
doesn't mean that only teens like it.
Jesus. Underdeveloped characters.
Teens reading that book?
That doesn't surprise me. Should they? No. But I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
I mean, it's more on the tame side for dark romance, too.
Oh, dude, teens are reading.
Yeah. I've seen people...
Dark romance.
I've seen teens reading, some really smart.
Especially with social media. They're going to see it, and then they're going to want to go get it. Their parents aren't going to know. But that chick has no idea what the heck she's talking about.
This says, I hope this is the last book I see that writes a trigger warning, content warning list as a list of funny jokes and random stuff without context. Trigger warnings lists are like allergy lists. They're there for people who might have a reaction. But the thing is some people might have a reaction to things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's people who have problems with cannibalism, and they have, they talk about, the sexy stuff and stuff.
Yeah. Trigger warnings are important. I can understand what you're trying to say, where, you feel like it spoils it for you, but you're not every reader. And if that's the case, you skip the trigger warning page, you know? That's how it works for everybody. That way the people who need the trigger warnings have that page. If you don't need it, skip it. Just flip the page, babe. But, think about the situations where, there's unaliving children.
Yeah,
or to talk about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mothers who cannot take that, or even people who aren't even mothers.
Also, you don't know how people grew up.
Yeah.
You know? So, you don't know if reading about somebody, and even if it is, a jokey book, them accidentally eating somebody might be a problem. Or, reading about, it's a dark romance book, but what if they have problems with, stuff to do with eyeballs?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you don't know what people's triggers are, so maybe you don't judge.
I don't think a lot of people, that's the thing, is not judging, but I think a lot of times when we enter books, we're coming from a place of our understanding, so a lot of people will come off very judgy in things that they'll say like that. A lot of people, dark romance, massively judge dark romance. And
readers of dark romance.
And readers of dark romance. Like me, I'm not a big dark romance reader, but I still have mad respect for it.
You're getting there.
Yeah, I'm getting there, slowly but surely.
I'm making sure of it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's people who can be very highly judgmental, specifically with dark romance. And I understand where those people are coming from, in the sense of they think they're doing something good and saying, we shouldn't be fantasizing about, I don't know, getting kidnapped or whatever. But there's benefits to these things too that people don't see.
It helps people who have gone through traumatic things sometimes be
That's a big one.
Be able to accept what happened to them, or you know, process through it. So I grew up not very awesome. So seeing some things, I'm just
it almost makes you feel seen.
Yeah.
And almost depending on what it is, it's well, at least I didn't have it that bad.
Oh, that's part of the reason why.
And then there's a happy ending at the end.
That's part of the reason why I like horror books, because I'm okay, well, at least I didn't go through that. Yeah. At least I didn't go through that,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read these last two just because they're hilarious. I'm just going to read them real quick. Whoever compared this to the Mind F series needs some jail time. I DNF'd the Mind F series halfway through the first book. So.
I did too.
Yeah.
Well, I technically read the first book, but I didn't want to continue.
I haven't even finished it. One day.
Yeah.
I will, but.
Are they saying that's better?
Yeah, they're saying that that's better. And then, is everyone being held at gunpoint to act like this book is good WTF? And that's where I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, wow. That's upsetting.
They should say knife point, not gunpoint.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well then, that is that.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you for hanging out with us. Make sure you go check out Jenny's video with all of her books. Again, I will link it down below. We had some fun with that one.
Yeah.
It's another 4 books for us to kind of go over. But thanks for sticking around. I don't know if any of these made you upset or made you happy. I don't know how you feel about
tell us how you feel about these books.
Yeah. You better like them. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I won't do anything. But anyway, we'll catch you guys later. You have a good one. We're going to go get dinner.
Yes.
Okay?
Have a good
Bye.